Good evening, everybody. This is a Balloon Bandit with Amusement with a Twist, Orlando. And today I'm going to show you another video on how to, this video is going to be how to make a balloon baby with a lot of births coming up. This is just a nice one to have in your collection if you want to. It's a real simple design. We're going to start with blush 260. I figure I have about 7 blush, 2 white on the 260s. Then I also have a white round 5-inch. I also have a pink Geo 5-inch. You could use a round 5-inch if you use rounds instead of Geos. It's just going to be a simple design. I also have 160 white, 160 red, and it's all going to come down to is your baby boy or girl or whatever. When you get that far, it's all your choice, but this is the basis of the baby. We're going to blow our balloons up to about standard 5 fingers off the end. We'll start out with the body, which is just like all my other bodies. Nice, simple design. It's a hand length bubble, or open length bubble there, ear twist, follow it down, lock twist. Follow it again. Lay it side to side to get the length. Ear twist, go back down, lock twist, and voila. Nice, simple, quick, and that's the basis of the middle of your baby. And your baby can be as big as you want him to be. If you want him bigger, just make him taller or whatever, just by making these bubbles longer. That's really all up to you. Like I said, this is just a quick demonstration. Okay, again, about 5 fingers off the end. The feet, I like to make them separate and then tie them together. It's just because when I do the 3 bubbles on the end here, it's really hard to get all 3 of these to stay where they're supposed to be. And the cats are having it out there. 2. You can try and put as many as you want in here. I find 3 is more than sufficient because it's just way tight. You can probably get away with 5. I don't know. It's just an awful lot pressure right there on the end. I guess we'll stick with, right now it looks like 4 on the end, but 3 actually looks better. And if you try to put a 5th one in there, I don't know how it actually would look. Put like a 1-inch bubble followed by an ear twist, and that's your foot. Trying to find the camera tonight. Like I said, 3 on the end looks a lot better than the 4, so that's really up to you how many you put there. Then you decide how big you want your baby to be, and like I said, I usually have my legs the same length as the body for proportion wise. Then we would just roll it through. Do our standard, make the lips go up and twist it. as you can see, the foot with the 3 versus the foot with the 4. That's really all up to you. Make sure you collect all your scraps and put them away. Okay. Now, basically what we're going to do next is we're going to blow up a white 260. You could probably use 160s for this if you want to make it neater. Basically, take your baby and push it through the body of your baby. Okay, once you get it through your baby, make an ear twist. On the end, you just pull through. And then push your balloon down as far as you can possibly push it down on your baby without like pulling it too far in, because you want to tie on to this ear twist over here. Then turn around and make another ear twist on the other side. Okay. Now you have an ear twist on this side, ear twist on this side. And basically now all we're going to do is we're going to intertwine this with this one. So we're going to like leave this semi loose, that way you can squeeze this down, because there's going to be just a lot of sliding it back and forth across the baby itself in order to make the diaper. So now, as you can see, I've tucked it across. Now I'm going to twist it around. And I'm going to go behind the baby. And then I'm going to catch it on the other one. Okay, I got that ear twist, and I'm going to go around it. Okay, on this next part, what I do is I go like to the center, and then I cross between the legs, and then to the other side, and then turn around and go the opposite direction, go across between the legs, and tie it on to the other side. So, basically figure out where your center part is, and then make a twist right over between the legs, bring it up, come to your ear twist on the other side, wrap around, come on. Now, you already went one way across between his legs. Now the opposite direction, you want to come in front of the leg and go behind the leg, so that you have white on the front and the back of his leg. And again, the softer you make your bubbles, the easier it is to do this part. Now, you'll probably end up like me, where this balloon's too tight, so you're going to have to break it off. You could leave your baby like this, but then you have this gap here and this gap here. What I do is I take another balloon. I don't really blow it up a lot. Make it soft. In between where I have this hole in the middle, I'm going to feed my balloon through it, tail in first, so that it fits through that hole, just like so. And now I'm going to squeeze the air to the other side, if I can get it to cooperate. You didn't see that. Okay, come on. Okay. Now, you only want this bubble to be just big enough to fill in that gap, because you're going to tuck it. You're going to tuck it up here in the belly area. If I can get in. Yeah, I know, it doesn't look appropriate at the moment. Okay. So, make your bubble that big, and then tuck it right up into his belly. You should have what looks like that. So basically all you're doing is filling in the gap where his butt would show through. Another bubble about that same size on the other side. Tie it off and tuck it in. So now you should have what looks like a diaper on the front and on the back. Basically it's a loose bubble here, softened, and then just wedged in there. Now, if your baby's like turning, not quite centered, you just twist him back. He'll straighten out. Now we're going to add his arms. Okay, you keep saying him. It could be a girl too, but just whatever you want to call your baby. I'm not sure. Decide about how big you want your arms to be. Start out small. If it's a baby, we want small hands. Hey, now I got my small hand. I'm going to put it in my body, but I'm going to bring my hand to the front. So I'm here, have an elbow where his arm would tuck into the side. So then this is about, say, 3 fingers off the bend, and then it's going to wrap around the neck. And then we're going to recreate that bend. Now, I'm going to have 2 bent arms. Do about the same length, followed by your ear twist, or not ear twist, but your pedal twist for the hand, followed by ear twist, followed by thumb, which is just a bubble, and then tie it off. Okay. 2 arms. So far. Okay, just like with any of my other designs, we're just going to tuck it into the sides. And again, we're tucking the bent elbow towards the front instead of like how this one is. We don't want it to be down. We want to like have it roll into the tuck area so that the arms end up facing to the front like he's reaching out to grab you. So if you get it in there far enough, do it right. Should be looking like he's got open arms. Okay, now we've got to straighten out these ear twists. They should look like an open set of lips, like puckered. Like that. Okay. So that's the basis of our baby. Moving on to the head. Start out with an ear twist. The ear twist is only as big as you want its ears to be. The bigger they are. Okay, and then try and proportion his head to about his shoulders or so that it looks presentable. And try and make your ear twist about the same size. That way it looks like he's got 2 ears and not 2 like blobs on the side of his head. And just basically, just like in the monkey design, we're just weaving it back and forth between the 2 ear twists. So it's ear twist, bubble, ear twist, bubble, 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 until we finish the head. Okay, you should have what looks like this. Okay, so it should be a set of 5 bubbles, 2 ear twists. Then we're going to break off the rest. And then we just tuck it inside. And you should have what looks like that at the moment. Okay, this balloon, all I'm going to do is I'll blow it up just a little bit. The object is you want to get air to the other end. And no matter how hard I try, I can't get it to quite jump from one end of the balloon, so I have to feed it until I get there. Now, I just want nice small bubble on the end. The bubble's only as big as you want it to be because it's going to be his nose. And I always tie it off. That way the air doesn't try and get away from me. Okay, next we're going to take our 5-inch round. And only make it about double the size of your nose. You don't want it to be too big or you're going to have big bulky eyes. Which is okay if you want a bulky baby or whatever. Or however you want it. But I usually only try and go double the size of the nose. That way it doesn't look like they're all out there. Okay, we're going to take our nose. Tie it through just like the Elmo design. You should have what looks like that. Okay. Now we're going to feed it through the top of the design, and then reach into the bottom, and we're going to pull on it. And by pulling this. Keep it in the camera here. Okay. Now, I make a knot on this end of the balloon while pulling down on it in order to get the knot to be somewhat snug to the bottom of the head, because I'm going to put another bubble here, and that's going to create his neck. Again, you're going to probably have to pull it back up in order to get it to go where you want it, because that, like I said, if you pulled it nice and snug, it's pulling itself up inside your balloon. So, let's get that. Make it nice and tight. Put a knot. There you go. You should have what looks like this now, with a bubble neck. I cut that bubble in just a little because I don't like my heads to be too high off, because I already have a semi neck. I just want it to where the bubble is enough to set inside the other one. That way it doesn't wobble around too much freely. So now we'll just take that, wrap that right around the neck, bring it through the 2 ear twists in the center, bring it down the back. You should have this extra piece down the back here. Take the cord, position it between the ear twists. Should be between the ear twists, and as you can see, I don't have much of a neck there, because that's how I want my baby to be. Okay, you can do two things. You can either cut it off, or you can tuck it in. I'm just going to tuck it in because I don't have a pair of scissors with me right now. So just thread it back open and push it in there. Okay, so that's the basis of the baby so far. Okay. Next, I don't like his eyes setting too far outside of his head, so I'm just going to tuck him in a little. I try and tuck them in evenly. Oh, somehow I got way too much light today. If you can see, I tucked them in about evenly. That way it looks pretty good. It's just, for some reason, I got way too much light, and I don't understand why. Okay, let's see if we turn this away a little. There. That's better. Like I said, I just pull this back and push the eyes down, and they sit in there. And I turn his ears so that they face like the sides. Okay, and since this is a baby, I don't really put a tongue in here. You could put a tongue in here if you wanted. I actually make a pacifier. That's what my Geo Blossom's for. I don't really want it blown up to that size, but I do want to stretch it so that way when I let it out, it kind of keeps like a little air in the whole thing instead of going to one side. That's why a round would work just wonderful for this, but I don't have rounds.
should have something about that size, about a little bigger than his mouth or her mouth, whichever the case may be. Then you just tie it down. Okay, and you will have positioning problems until you're finished. So you'll have a bubble on one side or whatever, but once you get it down, it'll go back once we get everything in place here. Don't do that at home. That's a 160, and that definitely causes headaches. Okay, I'm gonna take part of my my 160, and I'm just gonna feed it through. I don't want it too far through, because when I go to put it in the baby's mouth, I want it to just be inside the head, not like forever in it. And then I just twist it where that bubble's gonna set. It's gonna prove me wrong today. And then we're just gonna have to create it with another balloon if we have to. Almost. Come on. Okay, that's not gonna work today. It does work, but it's not working with that balloon for some reason. Okay, so basically we'll just use a red. Nice little ear pedal twist, followed by an ear twist, followed by an ear twist. And then you should have what looks like something like that at the moment. I'm going to break that off. Tie it. Now if you trying to get it, you should have one on the out, one on the in. Take your white and put it back in your round. I know it gets a little tight in there sometimes, but it's easy to be done. So once you squeeze it down, it'll round out a little more. Okay. So you'll have what looks like that. Now you want to make your handle to your pacifier, which I like to make a nice set of bubbles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then just tie it at the 6th bubble right around itself. Break it off. You can do this with the 260 also. It's really up to you how big you want to make your pacifier. You'll take your loose end, tuck it down into the center of your pacifier. And you should have what looks like this. Okay. Just like you would put the tongue in your baby. Open his mouth, shove it in. If you want, you can reach in from the back. You should be able to grab hold of your pacifier and pull it in tight. Now, if you don't want them to be able to take the pacifier out of his mouth, just take the nozzle in and wrap it around his ear. And tuck it back inside, and that keeps them from being able to pull the pacifier out. Okay? Okay, so now I'm just missing my eyes. Okay, and like I said, I like the 3 bubble foot versus the 4 bubble foot, but again, that's all preference of what you like. Unless you have a better foot design where it has all 5 digits. If you do, let me know, because I'm still trying to figure out a better design. But all in all, that's the baby, and I got the hiccups now. Okay, have a great one. Till next time, bye-bye.